Well, hello and welcome to episode 2 of GAC TV, the place for news on your favourite athletic club. Before we get into this weekend's action report, our esteemed chairman, Mr. Richard of Dickey Sprint Blackwell, has asked me to bring to your attention some upcoming events. The English National Cross Country Championships to be held in Nottingham on Saturday the 22nd of February. Entries have now closed, but I hope that all those who wanted to race gave their details to Aaron Bennett, who was coordinating the club entries. A team fun bus is now being booked and details shared on our Facebook page, but if in doubt, please ask, as a coach can be used for athletes and supporters. So if you're not racing but would like to come along, give us a cheer, let us know and book yourselves a place on the bus. Before that, in 2 weeks' time, we have the Midland Cross Country Championships. Again, entries now closed, but details of the event, travel, etc. will be communicated through the normal channels. I will be going along to this one myself, so it will also feature in a couple of weeks' time on GAC TV. Looking further ahead and into March, an event that is still open for us to enter teams, the Midlands Area Road Relays, which is open to young athletes and seniors alike. Held at Sutton Park, Birmingham on Saturday the 21st of March. Can highly recommend this event. It's a great day out and sometimes we even stop at the Toby Carvery to refuel afterwards. Final item I'd like to draw your attention to is one of our very own, the Gloucester 20-mile road race. For the last few years, Aaron has been taking the lead role in coordinating this event, but this year we have a new race director in the form of Paul Corduroy. Not only is Paul a club member and competitive long and ultra distance runner, but Paul also brings with him a wealth of experience in putting on 24-hour track races. Obviously, we hope ours won't last 24 hours and people will be a little bit quicker, but you never know. However, a road race is a slightly different prospect for Paul, so he will need our full support in his putting on this great event. We will need marshals, water station helpers, people to help at the start and finish, people to help with car parking, etc, etc, etc. There's loads and loads of jobs to do. No job in itself is particularly difficult and every job is enjoyable. Your help would not only be appreciated by the club, but also by our customers, the athletes, many of whom will be using our race to fine-tune their preparations for spring marathons, including London. The Gloucester 20-mile road race is also the single largest fundraiser each year for the club, so it's key that we keep this great event going. Anyway, on with the action, and this weekend saw the continuation of the Men's Birmingham League Cross Country, with fixture number 3 held in Coventry. Yours truly went along to see what was occurring and had a little jog around myself. Okay, 90-minute drive away up the motorway M5 M42, Coombe Park, Coventry, and as explained by DJG, 7 easy steps to cross-country running. Coombe Park Country Cross Country, 7 easy steps. Get here on time, walk the course, warm up, race, warm down again, get home and get down the pub. At the moment we're on step 2, walking the course. Looks like it's a flat one, but it's well boggy. It's starting to rain as well. Oh, and the wind. My God, it took ages to get the tent up. Myself and Arthur nearly took off with it. We need some bigger guys to help us. Never mind, we're here now. Let's give it a go. Okay, so after sorting out our tent issues and using every single peg in the box, off we set, and with intent. The dynamic trio of James, Harry and Steve mixing it with the fast guys on his short outlap that led on to the first of the very boggy 3 loops. Hot on their heels was the other half of the A team, Owen Parry, Jeremy Mower and James Walters. Then came the B team, Jason, Steve, Pete, DJG, Lloyd and Arthur, all making the most of the slightly firmer conditions underfoot in the first opening 400 metres. And so off we went, onto the first of 3 large loops, and straight into the quagmire that consisted of 50% of each loop, the other 50% actually being quite runnable. James streaked off with the lead guys, initially in 4th place, but building as he went through the race, taking place by place, sensible pacing. Harry, who hadn't been feeling well, and Steve Millward, who also not been feeling that bright recently, also tried to hold the pace with the fast boys in the top 10. Owen Parry, who incidentally tells me he actually hates cross country, was doing rather well and holding 4th place for the A team. Hot on his heels was Jeremy Mower, and hot on his heels was ever improving James Walters. Jace Tilly was leading the B team, closely followed by Steve, Pete, my good self and Lloyd, who was closely being chased all around each of the loops by Arthur Daly. As each loop went by, the runners got more and more tired, hindered on some laps by a flock of sheep who'd insisted on stampeding through the middle of the race and nearly knocking me over. I'd actually thought about jumping on the back of one of them and riding it round the next loop. It probably would have saved me a bit of time. Gemma was out on the course, as ever, shouting encouragement and actually being our cameraman for the day. And I think you'd agree, she didn't do too bad a job. The course itself was actually quite a short one as it turns out, at about 5.5 miles. And so, after 3 brutal laps of deep mud and howling wind, it was time to turn in for the finish. Leading the team home was James Den in 2nd, closely followed by Harry Wells in 6th, Steve Millward in 11th. Owen Parry was 28th. Jerry Momoa 62nd. And completing the A team, James Walters in 66th. Onto the B team, Jace Tilly finished 87th. Steve Haynes 107th. Pete Haynes 151st. My good self 161st. Lloyd Andrews 187th. And hot on his heels, Arthur Daly, completing the B team, finishing in 194th. So at the finish, back to the club tent, and perhaps the hardest part of the day, trying to get all your muddy kit off. Results came later in the evening via cross-country captain Steve Millward, who was really pleased that the team finished 2nd overall, 175 points behind Bratt on 140 points. A great team performance on a really tough course. Steve said huge thanks again to Chris O'Carroll for being our official and saving us 200 points on the day. We are now only 65 points clear with 1 race to go at Telford, so Steve says we need everyone out for the final fixture. Details to follow in the next few weeks. But while the men were at one country park, the ladies were at another one. Park Hall, Stoke-on-Trent. Having been promoted to Division 1 of the Midland Ladies Cross Country League last season, cross country captain Anna Midgley and the team are fighting to stay in the top flight. Well, Anna led a small but select team to Stoke on what she reports as being a great day out. Bryony Bishop was first back for the team in a fantastic 39th place. Anna was next back, cheered on by her own personal supporters club to 45th. Next, taking a break from her university studies and making the effort to travel up to Stoke to help the team was Bethan Moore in 49th. Trudy Wells completed the team in 117th place, rocking the new look club vest. Don't worry Trudy, we've all been there, including myself. Reports are that all enjoyed the day, and actually looking at social media posts, the drive back was fun. So that's it for episode 2. Thanks for all your kind comments, very much appreciated. Hope you like this show as well. Bit of a break from cross country next week, so maybe a chance to feature some other events. If you are taking part in anything else, please take loads of pictures and videos, and I'll try and include it in next week's GAC TV. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, keep training.